Hello, beautiful people. Good to have you all here. I hope you are all doing great. Let's see, my Facebook. If I can, I think I want to stream on Facebook, but I'm not saying it here. Oh no. I paste in everything. Modify. Oh, it's already. Alright, let's go live. Hello, beautiful people. I hope you're all doing great. I'm streaming, but I'm not seeing the stuff here. Alright, good. One more thing, because I know one more thing. Before we start, please, as you are joining, remember to like the live stream and also share in also remember to share the live stream so that others can be able to join us. Let's see. Before we start, so give me some minutes, please. Let me just remember to share the live stream. Remember to share as you are joining. Good to have you all. Open studio. What happened? All right. One more thing, please. Let's just set up once and for all. Remember to like and share this broadcast so that others can be able to join us. As we are joining, remember to like and share. As you are joining, remember to like and share, please. All right. Please give me some minutes so I can be able to set things up here and also be able to share to my own stream, my own share this broadcast so that others can be able to join. Let's just use this few minutes. I know I'm not all right. Okay. right, perfect. So right now, like I said, we are gonna talk about how we can, the roadmap to mastery, mastering things. Sometimes we are good in them, sometimes we are not really good in them. So I'm also sharing to my WhatsApp group. WhatsApp. It's a WhatsApp group or WhatsApp. All right. Whew. So right away, no, cancel. Yeah. It's really good. Okay, we have taken a lot of minutes. Thank you for joining in. Please, as you're joining, remember to like and share. Like and share, because this would be helpful so that others can be able to join this live stream. Thank you for taking part to join this live stream. In today's video, is it video? Live streaming, not video. In today's live streaming, we are going to talk about how to be better at almost anything. Forgive me in case if I'm looking both ways, because those are the places I'm just looking to see if there are comments anywhere. So perfect. But this one is so back. I'll get it in this corner. It doesn't look good. So without taking much of your time, we have taken more than how many minutes now? Few minutes to go. So I welcome you all into this live broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. I'm really grateful for you partaking in this live streaming. I did not, one more thing please, I didn't, the charts. Please let me pin a comment here so that you can be able to. I didn't pin a comment in the chat. Let me do it here. All right, this last time. Let's see. Oh, the comments cannot go in, but it's okay. Welcome to this live broadcast. Sorry, give me some minutes. Let me just pin a comment here because I forgot to pin a comment for you guys. Thank you for joining. Please, as you're joining, remember to share the live broadcast and also give it a like. Give it a like, please. As you're joining, give it a like. No, there's a mistake somewhere. No, remove. Did I have any comment there before? No. Please give me some time to just fixing this. Let's just send this way. Welcome to the broadcast. As you are joining, please remember to like and share. Why is that thing coming up? Did I put in that? Let's check again. Let's double check. I see. Please give me some minutes, please. I will join you in no distance time. Deleted some things. Okay. All right. I've done that part. Thank you for joining in. I really do appreciate your effort to take part in this live stream, because this is so crucial in everything we do in our daily lives. So today we are talking about how to be better at anything. How can we be better at anything? There must be strategies we need to put in place, because if we do not, we may not be able to maximize the let's put it, the opportunity we have to be able to do these things, achieve the goal we want in life. So first and first, we're gonna cover a lot of things here, just few of them, but I welcome you here because it's not an easy thing to be part of this live broadcast, to bring out your time, take that time to partake here. I really do appreciate everything I do. I did not take it for granted, and I will not take it for granted. So in today's live streaming, we are going to be talking about this, how to road mastery, master the road map on how to be better at anything you want to endeavor in life. It doesn't matter if you have the skills or you don't have the skills. We all learn every day. So the thing here is, first and first, we will cover persistence, practicing consistency, like persisting on this is what I want. And we also cover how you can be able to about feedback, because sometimes it's not really easy for us when we have that negative feedback. But to be honest, those feedbacks are the feedbacks we need to be able to excel in everything we do, or in whatsoever we endeavor to do. We need feedbacks, whether good or bad. I know sometimes we don't want the bad feedback, but to be honest, we need it for growth. We don't just the bad or feedback or whatsoever is what propel you for success. So we need them. And also we are going to cover about embracing failure. Embracing failure is so important if you want to excel in anything you are doing. And we're also going to cover how to find inspiration everywhere, because to be honest, sometimes we lose that motivation. Sometimes we do not really want to partake, because we are looking for the outside motivation. So you're gonna find motivation everywhere if you want to be master in what you do in your craft. Also, we are going to talk about how you can set and achieve goals for yourself. This is so crucial. And also we are going to talk about how you can stay curious to be able to learn what you want in life. Because first of all, we need to continuous learning is the key to achieving your success. Continuous learning is everything for us. So with that being said, I've listed few things we're gonna talk in this live streaming. But remember, feel free to ask me anything in the chat as you are joining. Remember to like and share this video. Also, feel free to ask me anything in the chat. I'll be willing to answer anything, any question at all. So as we are starting this live streaming, I want to ask you one particular thing, and that's, what's one skill you have always wanted to master? I would want you to let me know in the chat box or in the comment section. I will want you to ask me in the chat box or in the comment section. Feel free to share your opinion, no judgment, nothing, just be free, because I'm a free being. Like I said, I'm a free being. I take good and bad feedback or whatsoever, and I don't judge in anything, because there is always a motive, there is always a purpose for everything we do in life. So the situation I'm in now might not be the same thing you are in. So I understand. Just feel free to let me know, what's that one thing you have always wanted to master? Let me know in the comments or in the chat box. And as we are waiting for your comments and as we are waiting for your comments, I would like to ask you again, have you ever wondered why some people master skills faster than others? Because sometimes we do ask ourselves these questions. We might be struggling in some things, but we see others who are like, it's very easy for them, you know. And we keep asking ourselves this question. Have you ever wondered why some people master skills faster than others? Because this matters so much. The secret is not talent. That's one thing I would want you to understand. I would want you to know in this life section. It's not about talent, but it's about strategy. When I say strategy, I mean how you strategize the things you do. And your learning process is everything. How you strategize them. Because first of all, as we are going to dive in no distant time, I would want you to stay with me, because I will be showing you how to master any skill fast. So anyways, if you are new in this live broadcast, you don't know who I am, thank you for joining in. I'm Maryann Nnaji, your go-to life coach for self-improvement and personal growth. You know, this is what I do. I specialize in marriage, but not in this channel, in another channel. So I want you to, in fact, I encourage you to stay to the end, because you're going to grab special expertise, like techniques you need to be able to learn anything fast. So our first section, we're going to talk about practice consistent, like being consistently in anything you are doing. Consistency is the key to anything in life. Consistency is the key to anything. So first of all, I'm going to be explaining how daily focused practice builds mastery. Like for instance, let me use myself as an example. I want to learn something, but I start to learning, let's say I start this learning process, let's say I started today, and I do this learning process like today. Again, for me to, you know, start this learning, I started the learning today. But I do not learn every day. I don't go to this learning or learning this particular thing every day. So I do it like maybe when I have the chance, when I have the time. And you know, life happens. To be honest, life happens. And when life happens, things are not the way it is you think it will be. So you're gonna put the things you want into place. You're gonna make it happen. Now, this example I'm giving to you is like, for example, I enrolled on a course. I want to learn something, and I enrolled on this course. I go to this course like, let's say, once in 2 weeks. How do you expect to, you know, even grab things that are in this course? This once in 2 weeks will not help you get what you want out of this course. True, you may think you have them, but life happens, we forget some things. So that's the most important and crucial thing we need to consider when learning something. So that's why I said, what is that one thing? I'm still waiting for your comments in the chat box. What's that one thing you are learning, like you want to learn, you want to become master in? Let me know in the chat box. So this is the way, when you learn this, when you have this, put it this way, to learn this way, maybe once in 2 weeks, you will not get anything out of this course or out of what you're about to learn. You'll be struggling in them because the ones you learned, you don't practice as well. So this makes it difficult, challenging for you. So that's why consistent practice is what makes you mastery. How do you become a master in something you don't practice? You are not consistent in it. Like I keep teaching this whenever I'm talking or sharing with some people. I tell them, listen, what you do today, you do it tomorrow, you do it the next tomorrow. Just for 7 days alone, you'll be used to it. You'll be used to it. Not to talk of when you do it 21 days. There is this research that said that whatsoever you do consistently every day for 21 days, you become master in them. So what does that mean? We need to learn to practice consistently. Like, don't try to say tomorrow, let's do it tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. Persist. Because when you persist on these things, these are the ways I achieve most of the things I achieve today. It's not because I am so talented or whatsoever. We are all talented. God has given everyone something. No one is left with nothing. So the point is, you have to do what? Be persistent in your learning. If you want to learn how to make hair, you start practicing daily. It's either you practice with yourself, or you practice with others, or you practice with anything. There is virtually everything like you can learn with. Nowadays, things are no longer difficult like it was in the past, in many years ago. These days, you can learn things easily, practice also easily. Like I said, for instance, you want to learn how to plait hair. What do? It's as simple as that. You may buy a what is it called, manicure that has this. No, that one doesn't have hair. I think it doesn't. But there are some, this model those salon people used to do the hair. You buy them and you practice with the hair, or you practice with people around you. So when you do things often and on, you'll be good at it. It's a must. So persistent and consistent is the key. Is the key to mastery. So one question I would like you to answer now is, how do you stay consistent? I would want you to share it in the chat below. I would want you to share it in the chat below. Let me know what you are. How do you stay consistent? Like me, I said this is what I do every day. This is what I do every day. I do my best to make sure I do that in daily, because when I do it daily, to be honest, I will, excuse me, some seconds. So that's the thing. This is so crucial. Sorry, I'm calling someone. Oops. Oh, no, sorry about that, please. Something came up and what's really going on here? So anyway, let's get back to what we were doing, please. Don't mind me. Sometimes, some days are like that. I have something. I have a job I will finish up. I've not even finished. I did halfway, so but it's okay. We are here. I'll finish it when I'm done with this live streaming. So the thing here is this: consistency is key. That's number one thing. That's number one step into mastering any skills, anything at all. The better at the things you do, you need to be practicing consistency. That's the key. Be consistent in what you do, in what you are learning. If you are learning something, learn that thing every day, every day, every day, every day. One, there are so many advantages when you learn every day. Yeah, because you won't forget it and it will remain with you. Two is that you will be good at it. Once you learn something every day, you'll be good at that thing. It's a promise, because this is I've been there. Yeah, I've done that and I've succeeded in it, and I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's the only way we can. I know life happens, like I said, life do happens, and things shift. And when things shift, don't shift to that one as well. Just do a little adjustment, but don't procrastinate. So that's it. Second key thing you need to be mastery at anything is to seek for constructive feedback. To be honest, we do not. I hope someone is hearing me. I hope I'm being heard. Is anyone hearing me? Please let me know in the chat. So, okay. So, that's the thing. The second thing, when it comes to mastery, first of all, we have talked about the persistence, how to, be persistent in the things you do. The second key of being a master in your field or in anything you want to master is seeking constructive feedback. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, thank you so much. The second thing is seek constructive feedback. The truth is, sometimes we don't want this feedback because we are afraid to get that negative feedback. To be honest, that negative feedback is what will change your life around, will turn everything around for you. That's why we need it. We need, for instance, I'm a baker, and if I should make cake for someone and they say something about it, maybe this is a bit too much, or that is a good thing for you as a baker. For me as a baker, is a good thing. You know why? Because it will take me back to the recipe I used, and I start checking on those things they said, if indeed it was what it is. And if it is, then you adjust. That's why we need the feedback. I am not the type that is always, in as much as I know, to be honest, we feel bad when those feedback comes. But it's part of learning, it's part of growing, becoming mastery in what you do. So when you take part in things like this, seeking for constructive feedback, you will see things will turn around for you, and you will be like, I never knew I could like some. There are some things you may think people are not dictating, but they do. And from this seeking constructive feedback, you get to know that people are really paying attention in things that you might not even pay attention in. So constructive feedback is a key. For me, is the key to mastery anything. Like sometimes when I do a recipe, like I do, we just start. For now, I'm not really into it, but when I do recipe, I try to, check this, and I'll give others to check out this. Tell me how it looks like. What does it taste like? Like what is there? At times, some people don't want to give you the negative feedback, but I do ask for it. Feel free to tell me what you think. Don't try to paint it for me. I'm not the type that like to be painted. Like I've come this far to recognize that most people do not like it raw. Why I say raw is that when they do this, they want you to put it in a way that it will look nice, it will look presentable. It's good though, I love it, but being raw is what will give you everything you need. Raw for me is the genuine, because when people paint those words for you, tell me if someone should tell you maybe something awful, but they put it, it's okay, you are okay, but it's not okay. When you go out there, you feel the same way, and someone is there telling you, no, nothing is wrong. They are not really telling you the real truth. So I love it when people give me the feedback, because that feedback is what fuels my growth. I go back to make and amend anything that have been given to me as a feedback. So you need it. If you're a business, an entrepreneur, a business owner, you need constructive feedback to be able to succeed in your business, to be able to succeed in anything. If you're not a business owner, still you need it for personal growth. You need it for personal growth, because this is the only way you can grow and be glad. And when you see yourself tomorrow, you say, oh, thank God I wasn't like this a few years ago. Thank God I've advanced to this level. That's what it is. So the noise, enough. So that's what it is. You need to seek constructive feedback. Like I told you, my own way of doing things, when I make things for people, for instance, if I'm to, like I said, I make cakes for people. When I was in Italy, I do a lot of cakes for mostly our African people. And when I make this cake, I tell them that sometimes they tell me, this thing, you are really, how are you doing this with the children? And I'll say to them, I don't know, but this is how I program myself. So I'll give them some kind of hints on how I program myself. But the thing here is this: we need it. I need it personally. I need feedbacks to be able to grow. When people tell me this is this and that is that, I'll say, okay, yeah, thank you for letting me know in the chat box. So that's the thing. So the thing here is, seek for constructive feedback. You need it for success. It may be brutal. Take it, digest it, like raw gold. The real gold, when you wear gold, is shiny, but this is not the way it was. It was refined. Raw gold doesn't look beautiful in the eyes. It was refined before it becomes like this. This is the way we're supposed to see ourselves. We are raw the way we are, but when we try to refine ourselves, we become what we wanted to look like. So you need the feedback for no matter what. So my question here is to you. I know it's crucial. We need it for success, for growth, for anything, whether in our professional, in our career, in our personal growth, anything you see yourself in. Like you do some work for someone and someone tells you that this particular, I think you should do it like this. There are, like I said, I have met people who don't really want the feedback, to be honest, because they felt like, oh, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But how can you become your best if you don't want to hear that? There is no way you become. For instance, if you create, let's give an instance. You create a design, and this design you created, it becomes someone, you gave it out there and people started giving you some feedbacks about it. Oh, this, maybe let's say the eyes should be this, or it should be, or someone gave you their portrait of photo for you. Maybe you are a painter or a designer, and they gave you something, you designed this photo, but there was some, kind of, you have to learn to adapt. When someone gives you those feedbacks, what do? Go through those feedbacks and start looking at it and start mending. Because if you don't go back to look at it, like, that's why I recommend this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You need this book for success, to be able to achieve the things you do. In this book, you will learn to see things in different perspectives. So that is why I always recommend people to read, because as you read, you are learning new ideas. You are learning from others. You are learning from someone you have not met. And that is what it is. That's growth. And that's what we want. So my question to you now is, have you ever received feedback that's changed your approach? As for me, I have. Yes, I have. Sometimes we see things in our own way. We see things like this, but someone over there, we see it in another different angle. And when we take those perspectives and we make something beautiful out of it. So this is so crucial. And as you are answering this question in the chat box, I expect you to give me the answer. Have you ever received feedback that changed your approach? Let me know in the chat box or in the comment section. Wherever you feel comfortable writing, let me know. So as I'm waiting for that, let's move on to the next thing we have, and that is embracing failure. Failure, sometimes a lot of people think failure is not good. Most people think failure is not good. When you are not, why I'm saying this is because, thank you for joining. Why I'm saying this is, thank you, Johnny, thank you for joining the live broadcast. We really do appreciate. Thank you for joining. So, why I said failure matters so much, I do see some people sometimes thinks that when you are struggling with something, you don't really, no. You struggle, you may struggle once, you may struggle many times, but the truth is, success lines is not just straightforward. It's like this, up and down, up and down. That's the way life is right now. Life is always up and down, up and down. You succeed, you fail, you succeed, you fail, you continue until you achieve it. And you know what? There is one thing that always makes me feel great whenever I'm talking about these things. Failure. People think, most of you think you don't need it. You need it. That is what will draw your attention so many times, so many ways. I have experienced this. When I do things, I go back to check why. And I go to check what I see. Do you know what I see? I see a different thing. Okay, I see a different thing. And when I see this different thing, I try to analyze it. Failure. I want you to practice this with me. As when we are done doing this, I need you to practice this, to be honest. When you see yourself achieving something and you get to a stage, you feel like you have set back. I want you to observe this. As you have set back, you have fall back. Do you know that the next time you are rising, you will rise above more than the one you did last time? I don't really, if I can be drawing it for you so you can be seeing this. Success is this way. When you fall down, you rise up again. And when you rise, you are no longer in the same level you were when you rised the last time. So there must be something higher. And this is how success is. Each day you rise and above the other day. So failure, for me, just check it. A lot of people have done this and have observed this is part of success. If you have never failed in anything, then you have never started succeeding. Because in reality, success is, failure is part of success. There is no way you tell me, show me a successful person, and I'll tell you where they have failed many times. Everything we have today, the social media we are using, the Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, if he tells you how many times he has failed, a lot of them, they have tried different things and yet failed. But when they succeed, they will succeed definitely in one thing. And when they succeed, that is it. That is it. They will no longer remember those periods they were struggling. They were feeling those, those overwhelming moments. You are like, oh, is this how I... No, there are a lot of them. I will not be calling names here, but to be honest, we have all started from somewhere. Amazon started by selling books online. Honestly, Jeff Bezos, if he can tell you, read and go through his everything, they have failed in so many ways. But now they are on top. There are other people coming up as well. Those people coming up doesn't mean they have not failed. So failure is part of success. I want you to know what failure does. First thing first, you need to know that what failure does. For me, that's what it is. Because that's what I've experienced in my life, and that's why I'm sharing them with you. Failure makes you shift your mindset. Failure makes you see things in another different way. And when you see things in another different way, what do you think? You analyze it. And before you know, oh, I never thought it this way. Oh, I never thought it that way. I only thought it was this. And now you have gotten another perspective. So that is why I always, this is it. Failure is learning. Learning process. We need that learning process. We need it to become what we want to achieve. You want to be master in your game, in your craft, anything you are doing, you need to know that failure is part of success. So don't run away from it. Don't use because you have failed and you relax. No. When you fall, you rise. You fail, you continue your journey, because that's the only way you can become successful in anything you do in life. So, my question, before I ask you this question, first of all, like I have told you, I gave you example of Mark Zuckerberg, I gave you example of Jeff Bezos. I can like literally give you examples of so many people who are famous today, but they failed during their time when they were rising, when they were struggling with those things. We all struggle in one thing or the other. But I know that those struggle doesn't remain there if you continue learning. If you put yourself in a continuous learning process, you will not remain there. The only people who remain there were those who never want to move forward. They don't want to embrace that failure as part of learning. When you embrace failure as part of learning, this is exactly what you get. You get success. You get feedbacks. You get, your mindset shifts. And you're like, what? Oh. And you'll be thanking God. You'll be thanking your creator for at least making that. Sometimes when things happen, I learn a lot. Like I said, I learn so much that there is no day that passes me by. I don't have one thing that I learned. And I'm so grateful to that. For that to happen, it's not easy, because I'm always open to learning. So that's why I always encourage you to always just try to read the stories. I need you to, in fact, let this be your assignment. Let this be your practical. Go and read the stories of famous people who have failed before success. The light bulb we are using today, go and check. He failed so many times before he succeeded with that light bulb. The flights we bought in today to fly to anywhere, someone did it. He failed so many times. Go and read the stories of famous people who failed before they succeed. So the truth here is, if you have failed, that's a chance that you will succeed in anything you are into. So I want you to always encourage yourself. Tell yourself, I know I can be better than this. Work towards it. Continue. Don't give up. We don't give up in life, no. If you give up in life, you have given up on your dreams. And you know what you're saying? I don't want people to learn from me. I don't want people to... in fact, you are depriving yourself the opportunity for people to learn from you and from you to learn from yourself, because every day I learn new things from myself. There are words, when I speak with people, and I speak words I never thought of. I speak words, and when I thought about it, I'm like, how did that word come out? And I will learn from it, because I don't know, but this is how it is. This is how I learn. I learn from myself, I learn from people, I learn from situations, I learn from everything. Nothing I take for granted. Not even a small act. There are small acts of kindness that moves me, that makes me feel like I'm on top of the world. I look at those little things. So it matters a lot. So now let me ask you this question. Have you ever learned a valuable lesson from failure? I want you to be honest with me. In the chat box or in the comments, I will be glad to hear from you. Have you ever learned a valuable lesson from failure? Let me know in the chat box as we move into the next tip I have for you. And this next tip is so wonderful, and that is finding inspiration everywhere. This is so crucial that most time, I don't know, some don't see it crucial, but me personally, I enjoy this trip. I call it a trip. Why I call it a trip for me is kind of an endless journey. That moment you are just on that trip, you are looking around. I don't know, I'm the type that when I go for trip, I try to see everything. I look at everything. Like seriously, there are people who go on a trip, they sleep all through the trip. They don't even enjoy the beautiful trees, the beautiful cities they are passing by. This is the way I learn. Find inspiration everywhere. If you want to stay motivated, you need this all the time. You need this. You need this. This is so crucial. Yeah, this is so crucial. This is the only way you can stay motivated and be inspired daily. Like I said, this is another way you can also stay creative. There are so many times, that I have told the story several times on how sometimes we don't get inspiration. There was a video I made many years ago on YouTube, and I made this video based on the inspiration I got from just a conversation from a grandmother and her grandson. And you know how ungrateful sometimes we can be. We're always ungrateful. But when we start appreciating things, then we start seeing positive on things. So when you do your best, to seek and find inspiration in anything, there are ways. There are times I'll just see something. It may not be, it's not necessarily billboard. I will just see a notice somewhere, and that notice will call my attention on something and will give me the inspiration on what to do. This is how you can stay creative. If you are the kind that always little thing pops in, it creates more, you have this more understanding, or you read something in a book, yes, honestly, or you read something in a book, it brings out that thing in you. Honestly, do it often and often, and you will create something wonderful for yourself. Then you will now recognize the arts of mastering that craft. Oops. Sorry about that. So, that's what it is. When you do this, you remain inspired in your daily activities, in those things you want to master, because like I said, mastering that craft, I don't know what you want to become good at. I don't know what you have been struggling to be a master in. I tell you, consistency will give you, and also finding inspiration will also help you in doing this. So another thing is, like I said, sometimes I do get inspiration in different ways. There are times I may walk, like I said, I may walk in a park, just playing field. I'll just be there. Ideas will come in. Ideas will just pop in. Or maybe you are just taking a walk. You might even see someone, and that inspiration of something will just come out of you. This is what it is. Do your best to find inspiration in anything you do. This is my own way of finding inspiration. I make sure when I go, I read. I don't really like to overlook some things. I don't know why. There are things I will see, it will even draw me more closer. So, but there are people who I will see that and I'll just pass it by. I don't know why. We all have our own thing, but it's okay. There is absolutely nothing if you pass something. But the thing here is that my encouragement to you is to find inspiration. If you want to be a master in your craft, in anything you do, you need to find inspiration in anything around you, anything, like everywhere. Find inspiration in writing, in videos. Sometimes I do get inspirations mostly. Sometimes I'll be told what to do, but I may not really necessarily know how or what. So I'll just be following the way it's flowing. So follow it and make sure you find inspiration in everything you do. You know why? Because this helps to shift your mindset. This helps. It will help you to shift your mindset from this to that. So that's why it's so crucial that you find inspiration in everything or everywhere you go. So one thing again is, I would like to ask you this moment is, where do you find your best ideas? Because like I said, I personally, I like ideas flow most of the time when I speak. When I speak, that's why I said sometimes I say some things I never thought of, I never imagined, but later on, because I do think through what I say. So when I think through and I saw I said this, I'm like, how did it go out? And I will learn from that thing, because it's like You are learning. You are the tool your creator is using to bring out the best in people. There are a lot of times I tell people, you have the best. We all have our best. You have to let that best shine by bringing it out. Don't be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid of anything. Always remember to, those ideas. Don't try to short it and tell yourself, I'm not good. Why can I give this idea? No, your idea might be the best idea people have ever heard. They may have never even heard it, and it will be from you. So I always encourage people to speak your mind. Say the way it is. Say the way you feel. If it feels good, say it good. If it feels bad, say the way you feel. Don't paint words. Don't try to put it in. Because when you try to box yourself, for me, this is where I see it. You try to box yourself in something. So, being and, giving your ideas. Thank you for that. Thank you for, I take it as a compliment. I'm not the one, but I take it as a compliment. I'm only but a tool. Honestly, I'm only but a tool. Thank you very much. Thank you. So the thing here is, where do you get your best ideas from? Let me know in the chat box or in the comment section, wherever you are watching from, whether Facebook or Insta or YouTube. Let me know, where do you get your best ideas? My best is when I speak. And the point is not something like I speak like something, just when I'm flowing from my heart, when I'm speaking my mind, that's when I get the best inspiration. I get also when I see, some posters out there, or when I walk in nature, or even when I do what is calling, like sometimes I'm just there. I'm not walking, I'm just there, observing the nature, observing the birds, just watching ideas flow. Sometimes I'll be listening and be hearing the birds, looking at the trees, ideas flow. But my best is when I speak. And that's why I love to speak my mind. I love to speak. That's why. I don't know any other reason, but this is what I know. So as we are waiting for your comments on where you get your best ideas, we are moving into the next tip I have for you, and that is achieve your goals. Set and achieve your goals. Meanwhile, there is a cheat sheet I have for you in the description section on how to set and achieve your goals. These are important because we need them. You need to put things in place. If you want me also to go deeper, I'll go deeper on that. So, oh wow, someone is telling me in the chat that they get ideas from other people. Good. Or from the internet. It depends. We all have our ways of learning. Like I said, when you read book, you get that inspiration, you get that ideas. It's so powerful. It's a tool we need to maximize, use as we can. Thank you also for being part of this. I really do thank you for taking part. I can't take it for granted. So the next tip, like I said, is setting achievable goals. Most of the time, why we do not succeed, I've seen people who set goals, they never achieve any of them. These are like real life. I see people who set goals. I'll become this. Even till there are times when I replay their words, I laugh. Why I laugh is that they thought life is this way. But no, life is what you give it. That is what it becomes. I have seen a lot of people who have said in the past, I will become this, I will become that. They never became that thing. And they never achieved close to that thing. I laugh and I ask myself, the question I do ask myself is, why? Why do they not achieve those things? But there are reasons why because first of all, if you want to become a mastery in your field, you have to know the power of SMART goals. A lot of people think that setting goal is just saying it with your mouth. No. That's not setting goals. A lot of people do that. They'll tell you, I want to become this. And they go and sleep. They never walk towards that thing. In my last video, in my last streaming last week, I said something related to this. That when you do something, try to go back and check if it's aligning with your goals. If you're doing something, how do you become a master? For example, like I said, I'm a baker. I'm a chef. But I am not working to become a chef. I say I want to become a chef, and I went to get a job in what will I use as an example? In another different sector altogether that does not relate to the chef stuff, to cooking or to baking or to anything that relates to cooking. You cannot get there. It's like taking a train. You want to go to the United Kingdom. You take a train that is going to Zambia or Zimbabwe or Nigeria. It will never take you to the United Kingdom. Or you want to go to the US. You see yourself going in Asia country. How can you get there? No. So you need SMART goals for you to become mastery in your field, in your craft. In your craft. There are ways. I've seen some people who always aim for. There's this story I heard so many. I saw the story on, was it on Facebook or where? Many years ago. And this lady became a pilot. It was a lady. This lady became a pilot. How? She got the job not as a pilot, no. You know, as we do say, a lot of people, there is this kind of mindset that people have, that when you work in a minor things like maybe cleaner or do those minor jobs that looks like people who are low, that you won't get there. But that minor job was what put the lady in that place. She was doing cleaning in that company. And before you know it, they started telling her, you can learn this job, you can learn this job. And you know, sometimes why I do say these things is when you meet people who are in close mind, those fixed mindsets, they believe nothing else can be done. You are there, you are there. No, life is not this way. Life is not this way. Life is based on opportunity. When that opportunity comes, you grab it, make use of it, then you see yourself where you want to be. So everything depends on alignment. Are you aligning what you are doing, where you are in? Is it alignment in your goals? What do you want to become? A lot of us have wished to become this, but they never get close. They never get close. So the whole thing now boils down to setting smart goals. Like I said, I have a cheat sheet I created specially for you on how to set your goals and achieve them. And the link is in the description below. So feel free to be part of. Take opportunity to grab that information. Because to be honest, this is how you succeed. No matter how little you go, the little by little makes something happen. It's not a waste. Just take a step at a time. So download the cheat sheet, is in the description below. And feel free to go through it. You can go through it every day. If you feel like you are not where you are, or what you are doing is not like me, everything I do every day, I always ask myself, is this going where I'm going? Is it aligning in my, So that is how it is. So another thing here is, I want to let you know that small wins, because I'm not the type that always go for the bigger things first. No, I'm the type that take things one after the other, and I go like pieces by pieces. But my point is, I must get to my destination. I don't care how long it may take. I'm not interested on how long it may take, but I'm interested in the process, because the process is the most important thing. I've seen a lot of people who have rushed into something, because I believe when you rush in, you rush out. Anything you do in life, you rush in. I assure you, you must rush out of that thing. So take time, test things, know what works best for you, then grab those ones that works best for you. When you take these small steps, you achieve small wins. And when you achieve these small wins, these small wins is what creates the big wins. And these small wins is what keeps you motivated. And you'll be motivated to continue. You'll be motivated to continue that journey. You will not even try to, seriously, to set back. No, that motivation of, I achieved that yesterday. That thing will make you to move forward and do more. So, setting those goals is very, very crucial. Take a small step. Don't try to go huge. I always tell people, do your best to take the little step. When I have opportunity to talk to someone, I share my mind. I tell them, listen, life is all about this. And you have to take time. There is no rush in life. A lot of people rush things like if there is no tomorrow. I believe there is tomorrow for me. But this is their mindset. This is the way they think. They think today is the end. I believe there is tomorrow for me. I don't know about you. For me, there is tomorrow. And because there is tomorrow does not make me to relax. No. But to make me to continue moving forward, because I know tomorrow will be better than today. That's my mindset. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. So my question to you now is, what's that one small goal you will achieve this week? Because every week I make sure I achieve something. Every week I make sure that I don't, no week or no day passes me by without achieving anything. Do you know that a day I sleep? My husband used to tell me, there's something he always tells me. if I'm about to go to bed now and there is something I've been wanting to do for that day and I didn't finish up, or I didn't get to do it, maybe because of circumstances, because that's why I say circumstances happen, life change, things happen. You may think tomorrow you will do this, you will see yourself doing totally different thing out of that, or something will just come up because of the commitments we have in the family, in the workplace, in this, in that, and things will just come up, and you try to you definitely want to abandon one out of all this in order to make. I go for priority. I do what I prioritize everything. So when situation like this happen, I make sure I do the most important things first. Then before I go to bed, I will struggle to do that thing I wanted to do before, and my husband will tell me, oh, workaholic woman, always achieving this. That's the way we go. I must achieve something. It's not for anyone, but this is how I keep myself motivated. This is how I keep myself creative. This is how I become the best version of myself, of not remaining the way I was yesterday. So, what's that one goal you will achieve this week? Let me know in the chat box or in the section or in the comment section. So, as we wait for that, let's move into the next tip I have for you, and that's study the masters. I would say definitely this related to part of what I said initially when I was talking about Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and all those people who have succeeded. I told you to study, read their stories. Now, to be honest with you, when you study the masters, there are things I do. I always do my best to learn from the best. I don't know why. I do not really know why I do that, but this is the way I do. I do not just go for anyone. I don't know. I do research. For instance, if I'm to learn something, I research on that. Oh, somebody told me in the comment, good to hear that. You want to be good at drawing. Good. That's good for you. That's good. Make sure you achieve that goal. Make sure you achieve that goal. Don't let it lie low. So, back to the studying the masters. When I studied the masters, I do ask myself, I don't know, but first of all, when I want to do something, I go for the best. I do not necessarily know why I do those things, to be honest. I go for the best. But how do I know the best? Sometimes I don't really know. But how I know the best is, for instance, let me use this as an example. I did a driving test when I came into the UK after a few months. So I started driving. But before I was doing the driving, I was, driving already before I enrolled on any class. But the point here is, I was trying to get a driving lesson, professional people to teach me. So I was researching. I was going through Google. I was reading through reviews. So I was seeing, I saw this company, this man, Maryann driving school. And I'm like, I read through the reviews. I said, these reviews are exceptional. I've not seen this kind of reviews in other people. So I'm like, I had to go more deeper and deeper. I hardly see someone who give this man 4 stars or 1 star. I only see 5 star. Everybody commenting tremendously about this man, how patient he was, how he, like I said, I need to try this driving school. So I applied. First of all, I messaged him, so he didn't reply. So I was like, the other ones I'm seeing, the other reviews on other people, I wasn't comfortable enrolling. So, but I was in a haste because the rule, I have already written my theory test. I have passed the theory. But the rule in the UK is that when you write after 2 years, the theory, you will retake it. So I was trying to be in the I was trying to be in that. I don't want to retake the theory, in as much as it's nothing, but who wants to, nobody wants that. I don't want that. If I've passed my theory once, why do I want to retake it again? What stops me from enrolling into a class? So I was really searching for good people who can teach me. And that was it. Why I narrated this? First of all, I'm not yet done with the story. Let me finish the story before I go into studying the masters. So I messaged this man that I got an exceptional reviews on his page, and I'm like, geez, I can't wait to learn with this man. So I messaged him, he didn't reply. So I'm like, I was in a haste. I went and enrolled on one company like that. I said, anyway, I have no other choice. If this one is not available to take me, what can I do? Let me enroll on another. I enrolled on another. Just first and second driving, I wasn't feeling comfortable. I wasn't. First of all, the guy wasn't even paying attention. As you're like seriously pressing on phones, I said, oh my goodness, that's why I don't even like to learn anyhow. I like to learn from the best. So after 6 months, I messaged this Korean driving school during December period, and I didn't get any reply again. So I messaged again in June or July, if I'm not mistaken. And when I messaged again in June or July, he responded and he said there is vacancy, and he took me. And I'm so glad. I was so glad. And he started teaching me. And to be honest, it was exactly what I read in the reviews. And I'm like, wow, I can't wait. So when I was narrating my story with him, he was saying, I can't even imagine you did that. I said, yes, I did. So later he now saw that I have messaged him before. So that's to tell you. And when I passed the test one time, no delay, no stories. And I was so grateful. I'm grateful for, thank you, Maryann, for being kind and a good man, and to be also, bring out the time and patience to, handle this stuff. To be honest, it's not easy. I commend you for that. Thank you for being you, because that's the thing, mastering your craft and being able to transfer that skill to others. I'm really grateful for that. So let me use this opportunity to give him that shout out. He deserves it. Maryann Driving School, thank you so much for that. So now I have narrated the story. Back to what we are talking about, learning from the best. I learned from this man. And when you learn from the best, to be honest, it accelerates your progress. It accelerates your progress because, like I said, when you are learning with those who are not the best, you struggle because they are not really giving you what you needed. They are not giving you exactly what you needed then. So, but when you learn from the best, they pour out everything they have for you to be able to grab them. That's I'll call it the advantage of learning from the masters. So you study the masters, know what makes them good, know what makes them bad. Take away take the good ones. This is what I do. I filter things. Because we all have our quirks. I may be best in one thing, but I may not be best in another. So that's the thing. When you learn the masters, do your best, because this is what helps you become your best version. So the thing here is how replicating these experts techniques this will help you so much. This will definitely help you so much. So that is the main thing here. So my question for you is, who inspires you the most in your field? Anything you do, who do you look up to that inspire you, that makes you do more, that makes you become your best, become your best version? Let us know in the chat box. So that takes me to the next tip before we round up, because that's the final tip I'm going to give you in this live section, and that is, stay curious. This is so crucial. When you stay curious and keep learning, I tell you, this is the power of lifelong learning and continuous growth. Don't relent. Don't try to say, let me take a repose, let me just take a nap, and before you know it, you start procrastinating. You need to stay curious all the time. You need to keep learning new things, and that is it. So the thing here is, I also recommend you to always stay open to learning. Stay open to learning. Stay open to learning new things every day. Don't give up. Don't give up, because to be honest, this is what makes you become your best in your craft, in whatsoever you do, in whatsoever you find yourself doing today. This is how you become your best. You continuous learning. Like I've always tell my story when I was learning how to make fondants for decorating, cake decoration. So when I was learning that, I was like, my thing is not like others. Why is there something I'm missing? So this was many years ago. I was learning, practicing. I used my children's cake to learn, my children's birthday to learn. I craft any design of cake I want. Like seriously, ideas will just pop up. I'll just do it, and I'll be. This is it. You don't become perfect in something without practicing, without learning. Keep learning. If you feel something does not go right, know why. Try to know why it doesn't go right, and try to, replicate what makes it go right. That was how it was very difficult for me, because I watched tons of videos. That was then. I did not enroll on any course. I was just searching, until one day, I don't know how I popped into it. I got the ingredients that makes it, because I was searching, why is my mind cutting? When I roll, everything will just break into two. When I roll, everything will break, and I'm like, why is it not being that soft, stretch? Mine is not stretching, it's just breaking. And that was how I learned that. I was in search for answers, and I got it. The universe always presents us situations for we to learn every day. The life we live is not the life we live, eat and drink and sleep. It's about learning new things every day. And that's what makes, when you make your creator proud for creating you the way you are and making you, that it's not a waste for him to create you in that way. So it's very crucial that we do what we call continuous learning, staying curious. So I always recommend you, if you need to book me or course for personal growth, growing, becoming your best version, always pop it in. Let me know. You can visit our website at www.glamourann.com. You can also, because I have a lot of links out there where you can message me. I have a link below where you can chat me if there is something you want to learn, or maybe anything you want from me to teach. I can teach you privately, because I know I do one-on-one coaching. If you want that, let me know in the comment section or in the chat, or even you pop into my website, sign into anywhere. You have every access. In the link, there is a link below in the description. If you have anything to chat me on, feel free to chat me there. The link is there. You can contact me there and we'll have a special chat on how I can help you become your best version, how I can help you become anything you want to achieve in life. Because I believe we don't just achieve we have to make steps. We have to take a step at a time. You don't become your best by just guessing. No. You don't become your best by guessing. You have to walk towards it, to take the step out there. Do what you are supposed to do. So you are free to book me in for one-on-one coach if you want that. I'm always there to help you and become your best in anything you feel like you want to talk. Feel free and let me know. So the link also is in the description section. In case if you don't see it now, I'll put it there, but I know the link is there where you can get me, chat me up and contact me, and we'll talk more about it. So with that being said, my question to you now is, what's one thing you have recently learned that changed your perspective? Recently, what's that one thing that you have recently learned that changed your perspective? Let me know in the chat box or in the comment section. So as we go on to finalize, because we are almost done, we are almost getting close to the end of this live stream. Now, I want you to know that how reviewing process weekly leads to breakthrough. Because for me, if I don't do my review, I do review every day, not even weekly. But I'm giving you weekly because from weekly you can do your best. I know you can do it. I know nothing is impossible for you. I know you can do it. For me, I do my, not weekly, I do my daily review every day. I ask myself, what I wanted to achieve, did I achieve them? And I will go through, think through everything. If I have not achieved all, it may be 3 things, but I have worked in 2. It's something. But the worst is if you have 1 and you didn't at all try it. There is this word I picked from. I always learn from people, like I told you. Dr. Miles Monroe. There is one, there was Was he listening to his words? I was watching his video, whatsoever, or reading his book, because I have a lot of his book. And I got to, when he was talking about, okay, it was on the video, when he was talking about how to become best in your craft. He was talking about a woman. But before then, he says something, that you are working a 9 to 5 jobs doesn't mean you are doing what your creator wanted you to do. So that's shifting mindset. That alone shifted my mindset. So I'm like, oh. So he continued, and he said, your 9 to 5 job is not your calling. It's just a job you are earning money from. You are exchanging your time with. It's not the main reason why God called you. Oh my goodness. When I had this, it was a life-changing moment for me. Then he continued. He now said, after your 9 to 5 job, you get home. If it is 3 hours you do on your own, that thing that you yearn for. Because there are things our hearts yearn for. It's not the job we are doing. A lot of people do think that it's not all the time, because for me, I believe there are people who have transferred, like from their job, they have transited from their job to their destiny, what God has called them to do. So they no longer do the job of it, and they are now into what God has called them to do. But if you still see yourself in a paid job, like a paid job, I mean, you are doing a 9 to 5 job, but you are not working on the main purpose why the universe created you, you are still lacking. There's something still not complete. So he was literally saying there that after the 9 to 5 job, go home, put in 2-3 hours into the main thing you are created for, and do it every day. That was a mindset shift for me. It was a massive shift, because I'm like seriously, I never saw it that way. A lot of people thought their job is their main thing God called them. Your job, unless you have transited from a 9 to 5 job into the main thing you are destined for. To be honest, there are people who do job they've never liked. And when you do job you don't enjoy, what does that mean? It means you are still not in line with your creator. So for you to be in line with your creator, search for that thing your heart yearns for. It may not really be something out there. That's the truth. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. That's why a lot of people think that their job is their main calling. No. If your heart is yearning to do something, but you have not seen that thing out there, like to do it like a job, no, you can start doing it on your own. Devote few hours in doing this. And when you devote 2-3 hours in doing this daily, you will never, like, I cannot stop overemphasizing on this. You know why? Because, oh Jesus, I don't know how to put this, but you will definitely know the power of investing 2-3 hours daily into something. You may think it's not working. No, maybe you have not done it effectively. If you do it effectively daily, 2-3 hours a day on something, trust me, and you will thank me later when you do this. You will see massive change in your life. So the thing here is, always review your progress. If it is weekly, if it is daily, it's up to you. I personally, I don't do weekly, I do daily, because this is the only way I can get consistent. If not, life will take over, and I will not want it, because I want to be in charge of my own life. I don't want circumstances to take over my life. I don't want the universe, not the universe. I don't want things or other people to take charge of my own life. No. So the point here is very simple. You review every week, every day. Whichever one you chose, make sure you do them consistently. And this is what will lead you to breakthrough. This is what will lead you to breakthrough. So I encourage you to implement this technique. This is the best technique to become mastery in your field, to become mastery in what you do. This is the best. So thank you for being part of this live section, and we did a lot of them. We did 7. So let's do some recap on these 7 tips to become master in your field. The first one is practice consistently. Then the second one is seek constructive feedback, because this is crucial. All these points, we need them at certain points in our lives, in our journey. And the third one is embrace failure. Then the fourth one is find inspiration everywhere. Wherever you go, whatsoever you do, make sure you find inspiration, because this is what fuels your creativity daily. And the fifth one is set achievable goals. Be realistic to yourself. Know what you can do and what you can't do. Know what you can achieve. Anyway, I have the link below, so I remember to download the link, the cheat sheet on how to set and achieve your goals. This will help you. And then the 6th one we did is study the masters, those who have been successful in their own journey. Know what makes them successful, and then stay curious and keep learning. So I hope this will help you. I encourage you to implement this in your daily endeavors. My final question for you here is this: which of these strategies will you apply first? Let me know in the chat box, because I want to know more about it. Let me know in the chat box if you're having struggles in any. Feel free, like I said, I have links in the description where you can contact me directly, or you can even contact me at Glamourann19@gmail.com. So let me know what you think. Which of these strategies are you going to apply first? Let me know in the chat box or in the comment section. And also, there is a video I made on how to master effective communication, because this is crucial. You know why? Why is it crucial? Because if you master your field, you need to communicate it as well. So you have to learn how to communicate this effectively. And I have this video. I believe it will pop up anywhere, or maybe later you see that. Those who are watching live may not see it now, I think so, but it's okay. So thank you so much for being part of this live section. Also remember to ask me anything you feel like. Feel free to ask me anything in the chat or in the comments, or send me a message or email me. You are free to do any of this. So I encourage you for taking part of this live section, and keep growing, keep becoming your best, be master in your field, whatsoever you want to master, the skills you are learning, you want to become best at them. These tips are what you need to become your best version. So thank you so much for staying tuned. Remember to like and share this live section. Before you leave, if you have not given us the like button, please give us the like button. If you have not shared, please remember to share to your WhatsApp. Also share to anywhere you can, your Facebook, your anywhere you think you can share this video to. Please feel free to share, because that's the only way others can learn from this skill. So thank you for taking part, and I really do encourage your coming in our next live section, because I do weekly live section every Saturday from 9. Sometimes I do 10, sometimes I do 9, but from 9 o'clock in the morning, start expecting my live stream. So I'm thanking you all for this opportunity, for being here. Also, let me know what you think we can talk about in our next section, in our next live stream next Saturday. Feel free to let me know in the chat or in the comment section what you would want us to discuss and talk about in this in the next live upcoming event. So thank you so much for taking part. I really do appreciate your comment, and I'll be seeing you in the following video. Bye. Thank you for joining those on Facebook. Thank you. All right.